I never thought I'd get arrested for trying to visit my own father's farm, but that's exactly what happened. 2 HOA guards blocked the road, told me I was banned from the property, and before sunset I was in handcuffs. That's the part nobody believes, the part where a homeowners association somehow owned a piece of my family's bloodline. That morning started wrong. I woke up before dawn, the kind of waking that comes from a bad dream or a feeling you can't shake. My father had shown up in my sleep again like he used to when things were about to fall apart. By 7 I was on the road, halfway through a thermos of black coffee, when the hospital called. They said my dad, Robert Carter, was in critical condition, heart attack, found unconscious outside a liquor store. My father hadn't touched a drop since I was a kid. That alone told me something was off. I drove 8 hours straight from Chicago, barely stopping for gas. The closer I got to Greene County, the more I felt the air shift, dustier, heavier, quieter. When I turned onto the old dirt road to the farm, I expected to see the crooked wooden gate I'd hated as a teenager. Instead, there was a shiny new metal barricade stretching across the road like a scar, and next to it, a white SUV with a green logo, Green Haven Residential Management. 2 guards in matching uniforms stood there like they owned the place. I rolled down my window. "I'm going to the Carter farm," I said. "That's my father's land." One of them smirked. "Not anymore. This area's under HOA jurisdiction. You might have taken a wrong turn." My grip tightened on the steering wheel. "I grew up here," I snapped. "My father's in the hospital. He didn't sell anything." The shorter one shrugged, bored. "Paperwork says otherwise. You don't have clearance, you don't go in." Clearance. I laughed sharp and dry. "This isn't a government compound, it's a damn farm." They didn't move. One thumb hovered near his belt, right over the taser. The taller guy leaned closer. "If you ram that gate, that's felony destruction of private property. You see that camera?" He pointed to a black lens blinking red on the post. "It's rolling. Your call, psycho." My pulse pounded in my temples. Somewhere in a hospital bed, my father could be dying, and these idiots were quoting bylaws. I didn't say another word. I threw the car in reverse, rolled back 50 feet, and hit the gas. The gate shattered like tin foil. The guards dove out of the way as metal screamed and dust exploded around me. I didn't stop. The road twisted up toward the old white farmhouse, and for a second I almost smiled. Then I saw the new signs nailed to the fence posts, white boards, green letters. Property managed by Greenhaven HOA. No trespassing. I killed the engine, stepped out, and the smell hit me. Diesel hay, cow manure, the scent of everything I'd run from. A man waved from the barn, limping toward me. "Jack." My dad's foreman since before I could walk. "Jack," I shouted. "It's me, Sam." He blinked, squinting. "Well, I'll be damned. Thought you swore never to come back." "I did," I said, out of breath. "What the hell happened here?" Jack sighed, rubbing his neck. "Couple days ago, some suits came in with papers. Said your dad sold the place, brought their own security, started barking orders. I ain't seen him since." I felt my chest tighten. "Sold it? That's impossible." They had county stamp signatures. Looked real enough. I pushed past him toward the house. "I need to grab some of his things for the hospital. Clothes, meds, anything." He hesitated, then muttered, "Be careful, son. They've got cameras everywhere. They'll call you a trespasser." The door wasn't even locked. Inside, everything was familiar but wrong. The furniture was the same, but drawers were open. Papers, scattered photo albums tossed aside. Someone had been searching fast, desperate. I knelt to pick up an envelope with my father's handwriting. It was empty. They'd taken whatever they came for. Deeds, maybe. Proof of ownership. I was halfway through the room when I heard the floor creak behind me. "Hands where I can see 'em," a voice barked. A sheriff's deputy filled the doorway, pistol drawn. "Down on the ground now." "Wait, this is my father's house," I shouted, raising my hands. Down he yelled again. Cold metal bit my wrists, and in seconds I was face down on the same floor I'd played on as a kid. Outside, red and blue lights flashed against the barn. The guards from the gate stood by, grinning like they'd won something. At the county jail, the walls smelled like bleach and defeat. I sat on a metal bench, wrists raw, wondering how the hell I'd gone from lawyer to inmate in less than a day. That's when the door opened, and she walked in, sharp navy suit, blonde hair, pulled tight eyes that didn't blink. "Mr. Carter," she said smoothly. I'm Karen Blake, president of Greenhaven HOA. I stared at her. You've got some nerve showing up here. I just wanted to inform you, she continued, you'll be facing charges for assault, trespassing, and property destruction. This is my land, I said. My father's in a coma. You forged something. She smiled without warmth. He sold it. Properly notarized, fully recorded. As far as the county's concerned, you're a stranger who broke into someone else's home. That's a lie, I hissed. You coerced him. Karen tilted her head. That's unfortunate, but the burden of proof is on you now, Mr. Carter. For the first time in years, I felt helpless. My career, my education, my logic, none of it mattered here. In this town, she held the cards. I sat in that cell for what felt like forever, staring at the wall, wondering if my father had been right when he said I didn't belong here. Maybe I should have stayed away. Maybe this was my fault. But then I remembered who I was, a lawyer, a fighter, and I still had one phone call. I dialed a number I hadn't used in years. This is Agent Leo Turner, the voice answered. Leo, I said, exhaling. It's Sam Carter. I'm in jail. Sam, Jesus, it's been forever. I don't have time. My dad's farm was stolen. HOA forged documents. I got arrested trying to get in. He paused. You serious? As a heart attack. He inhaled sharply. You're lucky. My old man hunts with the DA in that county, and the Bureau's already investigating Greenhaven for shady land grabs. Sit tight. Don't say a word. An hour later, the cell door opened. 2 men in black suits walked in, badges flashing. One of them was Leo. We'll take it from here, he told the deputy. They released me, handed back my belongings. Leo smirked as we walked out. You sure know how to pick your battles, Sam. He showed me a file back at their temporary office. These people aren't just crooked, they're professionals. Forged titles, fake notaries, shell companies. You're not their first victim, but you might be our first witness with teeth. The next morning, I stood beside Leo as federal agents raided the Greenhaven HOA headquarters. Everything was methodical: computers, bagged drawers, sealed, servers imaged. Inside a conference room, Leo laid out 3 documents. The deed to my father's farm, a sales agreement dated 5 days earlier, and a note with my dad's signature. Except it wasn't his. The notary who verified this, Leo said tapping the seal, died last year in Michigan. They used his license number. I stared at the page until the letters blurred. They forged everything. Yep, Leo said, and we've got them cold. That afternoon, Karen Blake was arrested at her home. They found other fake deeds, bank transfers, and a burner phone full of recorded calls. For the first time since the gate, I felt like I could breathe. Days later, my father woke up. He looked smaller, but his eyes were the same steel gray, unbreakable. Didn't think you'd show, he rasped. I didn't either, I said. But they tried to erase your name from the land. I couldn't let them. He told me how it happened. Karen and her lawyers had come offering money, and when he refused, someone broke in, stole his safe, and trashed the house. When he went to the sheriff, they brushed him off. The stress, the threats, the isolation, it broke him, literally. I tried drinking, he said quietly. First time in 30 years. I nodded. You're not the one who should feel guilty. When the trial came, the courtroom was packed. My father sat behind me in his old blazer, stubborn as ever. Across the aisle, Karen Blake looked like marble, expressionless, lifeless, already cracked. The prosecution's evidence was airtight: fake signatures, ghost notaries, shell companies, everything. When it was my turn to speak, I didn't hold back. My father didn't sell his land, I said. He was targeted, lied to, nearly destroyed. They thought he was weak alone. They thought nobody would fight for him. They were wrong. Karen didn't blink, didn't move. The judge's voice was steady when the verdict came down. Guilty on every count: fraud, forgery, conspiracy, unlawful seizure. 17 years in federal prison, no parole for 10. The guards who'd laughed at me by the gate, 5 years each for obstruction and false reporting. The lawyer who drafted the forged deed lost everything: license, reputation, freedom. The judge turned to us last. To the Carter family, he said the court awards $2,250,000 in compensatory and punitive damages. I didn't feel triumph, just release. The kind that comes when a storm finally breaks. Outside the courthouse, the sun hit hard and clean. My father stood beside me, slow but steady. He looked at the sky and muttered, "Hope that woman enjoys cafeteria potatoes." I laughed once, sharp and short, the kind that leaves your chest hollow. For a long moment we just stood there, two men bound by dirt and blood and everything it had cost us. People think justice feels like victory. It doesn't. It feels like balance returning, like the earth settling after an earthquake. Because the truth is, power only wins until someone remembers who the hell they are and decides not to back down.